Okay, is this live? It could be. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna make this public, and yeah, I'm trying to do the streaming now. Edit. I guess I could put the title chess. Well, yeah, I could do this. Chess online. This could be accurate at least. And I think I'm going to try doing this as a test stream with Proctor to see if it would work well for the tournaments to stream. Okay, but I didn't make it public yet. Okay. I haven't done this in a long time, but I'm trying to do it now. In case this could maybe make me more inspired for my games, which has been maybe a problem in some tournaments recently, more so than I would like for sure. Remember that anyone can see public videos. Got it. Okay, done. So now it's public, or it's public after I click save. So now it's public, so now people can actually see if anyone actually watches this. Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'll try to do the Proctor now. It's interesting way over like this, but anyway. Or overlay like that, but anyway. So here's how Proctor works. So open Proctor. And I'm not going to do a game first. I'll just do like Puzzle Rush and see how the connection is. And I guess this is also, yeah, I'm in an office space, and well, I'm not going to do the Wi-Fi now, so this is just tethering through my iPhone. So we'll see how the connection is with the streaming. So I use this microphone, and then I have the front-facing camera, and I let Proctor in to my account to access it, to log in, allow, and then, yeah, with Proctor you always do a second camera. So I did the QR code, and I have that thing to do the second camera. So I allow access to the camera, and I usually do a front camera like this, which is supposed to show the desk as it does, and I'll let you see it how it is. That's how it looks. And then, yeah, I tap that use this button, and it said success. Okay, so now this is Proctor with streaming, so let's see how this goes. So like I said, I'm going to do the Puzzle Rush first to see how the connection is. See if it's like it's jumpy or blah blah blah, see how the game would actually go. Take that, fork, there's a fork, queen d5. Okay, I shouldn't say anything. Reason I slipped. Uh-oh. Anyway, it seems like the connection's good. Until that. Which maybe wasn't a connection issue, but just something else. Hmm. He's like, there's f5 and queen d6. And there's also knight g3, but the bishop goes back. 50 at least it's something. I guess this one, I mean, so a4, if it takes, then I go king c4, king f4, d5, e5, and king's coming back, so probably not that. So king b2 maybe, and then if king f6, king a2, king e6, king b3, and c4 I can take and then run the a pawn. And if king b2, king h6, king a2, king h7, king b3, king g6, then a4, and then the promotion on a1 will be covering on h8. So, like, what that would look like. So I think like king b2, and then king takes a2, and then king b3. So it does that, but that's not going to be fast enough either. Oh, I guess it can't take because of g5. Like if takes, then g5. I think I was thinking takes, but actually a3. No, it said g5. So that way, after h6, a3, then even if the king's protecting h8, then a2, h7, then queen, queen, and then take, or queen a8, and then king takes, and then take this one. There's still a pawn here, and then this pawn goes down. And this king's not going to be fast enough to take this one. Then for the pawn to run in time, like king g7, d5, king g6, d4, king g5, d3. So g5, yeah. And it doesn't do this, which I think that would still be the only good move. So I guess that's that one. Yeah. And so like there's the covering on the diagonal, and the other line, like king f6, take here, take, and then if takes, then takes, and then there's still this pawn to run down. So that would have been that one, but I put a4, which I think then it takes, and then after takes, then like you go like king f4, and then like if d5, then a5, and then back, and then white probably wins there. So probably not go back. Like maybe, I mean, still here there's like a5, and then king f4, and white probably wins there because of being closer to this pawn than these outside pawns. Because if takes, if king c4, a5, if d5, then a6, then this pawn's faster than this one. So white probably wins after my move. So my move would be really bad. Because I think also if takes, if king b4, then probably go and take this one. There are too many of these, and then these fall before these. Because black's king is too slow to take these ones in time. Because it's busy taking these. And as for this one, which I got wrong, I thought I could just run the king and like be winning with this pawn, like eventually get out of the checks. But I guess that's not happening. And I guess there's maybe like some kind of I don't know, like king d7. Because like the king gets to b7, that check is covered against him. Here the king b6. But I guess it's maybe still just not going to happen. It might not be possible to get out of the checks, maybe, I guess. Or the king might end up like on a1 to get out of the checks. And still be blocking the promotion square. So queen f6 was another move to consider, but then there's still two checks here, and it's not obvious we're getting out of that. But I guess if queen c5, then king g8. If queen f6, queen c5, king g8, then I guess a fork on this diagonal, like on d5 or c4, and queen f7. And if the king gets to h7, then at least there's a queen g6 check against like a check on e4, even though the a1 square is not covered yet, but a queen g6 check then could go to b1 to cover that and also cover the diagonal. But if queen f6, queen c8, Still may look unclear. Another move, I mean, there's also king e8 in addition to king e7, but it's probably not that much different. It could be worse, or maybe not, no, probably not objectively worse than king e7. Probably both drawn, I guess, given the king e7 didn't work. So another move, king g8, and I guess this will work because basically what I missed was that if queen c8, king h7, like if it comes back to check, then there's g6, no, then there's queen f7 because queen g7, queen a2. So that would mean there would have to be queen f6. And then, because king g8, then, I guess queen c8, king f7, queen d7, it's still like unclear. So I guess queen f6 and I guess get out of it, or just hold on. Like just don't lose the pawn and hold on and eventually get out of the checks. Like queen c4, queen e6, queen d5. Like, I have queen d7. I mean, I guess there's king g6 and queen d3, queen f5. No, then there's queen a6. It's still unclear. The puzzle's rating is only 1460. I mean, queen f6 looks like the most kind of puzzle answer because it's the most forcing move, and I was supposed to play on a defended square, and it's also a retreating move, which could maybe be like more difficult to see. But it's difficult to see like how the whole thing will play out. And definitely in a puzzle rush situation like I was in, it's difficult. But I guess we can see it in the analysis. So it is queen f6. And like if this is king g8, queen f7. And I guess I was talking about this maneuver. And it's trying to stop that with f5. Yeah, I guess just like kind of hold on. Just like move by move, just... I guess the queen coming back to f6 is important to help guard the king. And then, as long as we don't lose this pawn, then black's winning. Like, in a, like, slower way, not... is like, it's not like the pawn is immediately promoting. But black's winning. And this one, what I did, I would take that. Oh yeah, I went king f1. Which I guess, I mean, if queen d3 there's knight e2, if queen c2 there's knight c3. I guess there's some kind of b4 and bishop a6 maybe. So like if king f1, maybe like if king f1 b4, which is guarding against knight c3, and like if knight e2 then bishop a6, d3, like trying to like queen d3, queen e5. I mean like if king f1 b4 d3, because there's still bishop a6 to try to capture with the bishop, so that the queen can still go at e5. So I guess maybe that's the reason. And yeah, king d1 would hang g2. So then that leaves knight e2. I guess that's why. Like this is how it went. This is how the puzzle went. So knight e2 being the only good move here. Okay, so b4 is one of the ways to make white not be winning, but apparently the best move is this. And then b4, and I guess if check, knight e7, and even like something like this. I guess white's only an exchange up. With also one extra pawn. But I guess with this lack of development, it's not. It's actually in black's favor by quite a bit. Black's a lot better. So, you just get the piece out. Just develop like this, and then there's not the same problems. And like if b4, then I guess you play like d4 and bishop e3. And d4 would also threaten queen e5. So, yeah, queen g2, rook g1, or queen e5 first and then rook g1 would probably be better than just rook g1. So that was that one. Knight e2 clearly better than king f1. Okay, so I guess I could play now if I want to try that. I guess there's not really any reason why I wouldn't be able to do that. Because I did the puzzle rush, which I said I would do. I guess I haven't talked about playing in a really long time. So, well, I guess I always have the option to not say anything. No one's going to force me to talk during the game. But I guess I didn't feel super great about how I did on some of these puzzles. So I guess that may not feel like a great sign to start playing. And maybe like this streaming thing won't actually give me more inspiration, but maybe it won't. I guess I can play a little bit and see what happens. And the 3 Thursdays are tomorrow, and maybe I'll try streaming them. Maybe. Or maybe at least one of them. Maybe. See how this goes. Play online. I could play a bot. I wouldn't count. If I'm afraid, but I guess I should just start. I guess I'll just play. See what happens. And yeah, of course, all this is public, so if I play badly, it's public. But I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay. I didn't like connect streaming account, so it doesn't say that I'm streaming. Take this one, castle, knight c3 d6, knight e4 queen e8, knight d3 bishop g4, queen e1 bishop d4, c3 bishop b6, queen e4, queen e4 then takes, f3 is not a threat, so I go bishop h5 use a pin, or knight f4 then the knight f2, stuff like that, knight e4 f3, so f3 maybe bishop d7, bishop b5 is a possibility, rook ad1, rook fd1, so maybe go g5 some more. I actually just want a piece. No, knight h3. Move the king up. Bishop d2. Let's take it. Go up. I'm gonna get the knight here. Oh, he blundered. So, or they blundered rather. So rook e8. Oh, it's a way to try to get the rook in. Okay. New game. This is playing my real, like, what I actually do. But since I play this a lot in the database too, as long as I don't like show anything like new, then not necessarily a problem. So maybe knight b6. And maybe the queen wants to go to c4, but I think this should be a good move in general. I mean, I can take in like d4, like fork d7 and h8. And just queen a4 though. Queen e6. Rook d4. It's probably better just have the knight there guarding the king. At least like practically. Yeah, they did have knight f4 there, but like instead of ed4, because like now I mean I can attack. Don't want to use too much time. Whew. Tough. They blended a lot of pieces. That helped. Given my time mismanagement. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was this one moment where they could have gone knight f4. So maybe I should go knight takes. And if any white queen a4, then like queen e6. Just takes, rook takes. I didn't even check though. I don't know. Okay, both takes, both captures are winning. Like this. If takes, I guess bishop, no, rook takes. And like if check, then just king b1. And still winning because like this if the knight moves. And if they had gone knight f4, I guess just move the rook back. That's not the best move. I could have attacked the queen. If that happened, which it didn't. Then I overthought things and almost lost, but they blundered a lot of pieces. Or they blundered some pieces. And so I got the win in the nick of time. Or sort of nick of time. I guess with 1.8 seconds left. I can play a new one. That's how this line goes. So like a5. Try to restrict their development. Knight e1. G5, maybe bishop d5, or bishop a2 first. I'm threatening bishop a2. Okay, so bishop c3. Yeah, just trade. And if I take d2, I have a pass c pawn. I think if they take on h6. Oh wait, but that. Yeah, king b5 will run into knight d6. Yeah, okay, king e1. Bishop c2. Okay. Yeah, I can do this expansion and later with d6 or h6 stuff. Like knight e5 could be something somewhere. These is probably fine objectively. Even if they have d4. d5, go knight e5 or d5. Go knight g4. Bishop d2, I could even. Just castle. Take. I can just go back. And c6 can be an idea. If knight e7, queen e7, d5, knight d5, and bishop e3. Okay, they're gonna take. And then I could go maybe the bishop to g4. Just this. Maybe try to put a rook on d8. Stop knight c4. At least a turret. That's a long time. 186. Knight C6. Whatever. Oh, but I was like outplayed in that game. Like, I was very much outplayed in this game. I mean, I lost my pawn on a4 too. Like, what am I supposed to do here after knight d5? d6 is fine, but it does, I guess, an important move. And just take the pawn, and I'm not worse. It would have been a reasonable way to play. Yeah, as things went, like, it was like worse for like, these went most or like the whole game after this point where I went bishop a7. Like, starting with bishop a7. I guess I was at least a bit worse for like basically like almost the rest of the game, or if not all of the rest of the game, basically, at least. There are probably a lot more mistakes than what I just showed. Anyway. I could like play some different openings. But I haven't yet. Really. It's reasonable. I just took away the h3 square from like being a square on my rook would go for attack, so just play slower like this. This could go knight f3 somewhere. And I can try for like h5 stuff. Not sure that's the best. It's queen d5 there. King g1. It was have rook b to c. It was have rook c3 there anyway. It's queen c6. Yeah, maybe like a little bit worse already. Maybe. And if I go rook c4, it's probably like, and slightly worse. I could go queen a1, knight d5, rook c4, bishop c4. And slightly worse, maybe. I have to go this. Yeah, because queen a1, rook c3, and the queen is overloaded because of the tactic in the game. And so it's not really much worse, just a little bit. What should I do here? e3 is like okay. Just go knight d to f3. New game. I'm gonna go b4 in this game. Knight d4. I'm gonna go like this. Queen b1 is a 4, then you respond to with knight d6 like that. I can play for maybe like c4. It's reasonable enough. I can go a4 to guard against b5 if I want, but right now c6 would be hanging if they did that. I think it's reasonable enough. Queen e4, knight d2 maybe. I go rook d3 maybe. I can go rook d1. And then defending the c4 knight. It's like rook e4 stuff. Just go f3. And I guess if e4 there's bishop d4. So I just bring the king up. Eventually I want to play e4. And do this and king f3. Like, play like this and e5. Or, no, actually, not e5, because maybe just attack. Just do this. Maybe rook e7, king e3. Yeah. Because otherwise the move's not legal, so it wouldn't execute. I don't think they should take. They do. Okay, yeah, I don't think they should have traded rooks there. I mean, if, like, this, it's already, like, I mean, this should be better for white. I think I shouldn't have gone e4 when I did. Like, maybe, like, try to maneuver the knight or somewhere to try to go, to have some attack against d4 right away, maybe. Like, thing is, knight e3, like I did in the game, there was this bishop b2 idea. Luckily, at least it was defended. Although here, then that would make this overload between, like the rook overload between d5 and a3. If like knight e3 here, like if knight e3, then bishop e2, and the rook is overloaded. But he's like white should be better here because this is dangerous. Like maybe white's winning. I can like rook c to d1. Yeah, white's winning. But now, white's still winning. I could just go like d6. Yeah, I guess earlier in the game, like, probably b6 is like inaccurate. Because then this becomes like softer. And even here, like, it's probably still fine. But they probably shouldn't trade queens like they did. Because then, like, that endgame with this passed pawn. Maybe white's already better here. Maybe, but I think of queen e7. Then I think we maybe like have more counterplay if I try to push this pawn, for example. White's still a lot better. So maybe like not b6. b6 is okay. So where did they actually like go wrong? So I guess c5 is a bad move. They should just like try to hold on. This queen d7 or h6, I guess. But here, yeah, so I guess knight a3 is a bad move. Because after f5, then probably, yeah, f5 is a good move. And I don't really have much. I guess e5 was the only chance for some advantage. But like here, when I play this, like they could maybe just try to draw, like, and I would probably just repeat, but they had some more time. However, I think that like just based on the board, like the more active king, like maybe white's like practically like better, although they could maybe have an outside pass pawn with these. But the engine says equal. But yeah, I didn't think they should trade. Yeah. My king is much more active here. Besides like this isolated pawn. And the king being so close to it. But as in the game, like my king was much more active. You play another one. Or more than one. E6 maybe not necessary. Threatening d5. Maybe play knight g4. Knight d1. Could maybe be good though. Knight d1, knight e5. Go knight d7. I'm not gonna take. Probably bishop e2. What do you take? Probably doesn't work to take h2. And I gave e4, knight f6, rook h6. Rook f6 coming. Rook c1. Maybe still a rook f6. Yeah. Like e5, rook f6. bishop f5, rook h6. Maybe dc6, king h8, bishop f5, rook c6. Ugh. Anywho, got one b4. Bishop f5, e5. I can take this. Restrict the knight on c6. This does allow e4. f6 would be an idea. Like play like this. Here's the h file. In the previous game, I spent too much time thinking about like bishop h2 stuff. There's no safe check. If queen a2, I could take d5 either way. And that holds true with other queen moves too. There's also queen h5 stuff. Oh, they abandoned. Yeah, so again, playing like stuff that I play in serious, like in knight a5. I put like take and c5, c4. Maybe bishop g5, queen g4, bishop c8. You go bishop f6 and king h8. Probably this. Yeah. Okay. Knight on c7, and e7 is also kind of trapped, so yeah. Yeah, but I was winning this game. Yeah, even though just play like this. Bishop 6 was better than what I did, but I should take So this basically had this in the game. I think AB3 is, yeah. So they should take first. Yeah, in the game I should have maybe taken on B2, but I was getting low on time. No, I should play this move. I guess I wasn't much down on time there. I should just play this. Yeah, knight g6 is not really an issue. I guess you just take this. No, not that, but like if takes. And rook f3, I guess I can just take this or something, or not that, I guess. Maybe, no, knight e6, rook e6. I guess I can just, not that. I guess that takes. Not that, oof. It's queen d4. Apparently. Yeah, I mean, rook f3 like kind of looks scary, but, or maybe not scary, but like just something that maybe we'd rather not have to deal with. But no, I mean, I guess during the game I wasn't sure what I would do there. I guess because knight c5 is like an obvious move to get this knight that's on a bad square like more into kind of into the game, even though it's still very restricted on c5. But at least it's closer to the center. And also kind of frees this bishop, which is still restricted. But in rook f3, I guess this is the response. But this also is still a lot better for black. But this. Yeah, that's that game. Yeah, I mean c5, c4, I think they shouldn't have really allowed. Like, they played d4, I think, at a bad time. Also, I don't think they should let me, like, try to get the light square bishop the way I did. Like, trap it that way. I mean, like not only travel with c4, but also, like, be able to try to exchange it for the knight with knight a5. Like, a6, b5, knight a5. Might be something better than castling there, but I think maybe, like, I don't know. There's maybe something better than what I'm doing here, but I'll try for b3. It's a 3-minute game, so I should, like, keep going, not spend too much time. And try for rook e7. At least I'm deterring against h6 with g6 bishop hanging, which is what they're trying to remedy with that move, maybe. In addition to trying to get the king closer to the center. bishop f7, bishop e5. Maybe just queen a7 there. Queen f7, queen c6, or queen b8, queen a7. Yeah, but I have this, and I don't see how they defend. Okay. So another 2 knights. So here I can play d5. I think knight b6 is like the move. Knight e5. I should take that. Anything? Okay, not queen e2. They And there's rook e4 stuff, so yeah. Maybe just this move. Rook e4, I have rook d1 if I want that. I think I should just play this. So I can take that, maybe play for h5. Okay, next move. Take rook e6, or put a piece on e2. Queen d4. And it's also the f2 pawn. Alright, give rook e5. I lost anyway. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Like, I thought I had 0.1 seconds for both of those moves. Somehow, I don't know, only I had 0.2 and then 0.1. This game. It's a lost end game. Yo. So, what I need to do earlier? Like, maybe not take G4. Yeah. And why didn't I do that? I didn't really consider that enough. I should have just done this. It's not like I'm better, but at least not be worse. And I guess this. That's how maybe I could try to be better. But it's not much. Like, it could look like they on the D3 pawn, but it's not really much. It was like a nice owl pin. And go bishop e3. Hit c5 and take knight c3. The bishop should go to d3 in the IQP. And then queen e2. And if knight c6, I can also just go rook a. No, I want to guard against knight b4. Okay. I'll just do this. I can put the rooks on d1 and e1. And the bishop can go to b1. I can try to push d5 somewhere. I can play this. It's also like h4 stuff maybe. Take that square with the knight. So I get light square bishop. b4 would allow knight c3. And switch diagonals. We can get bishop. I could look at maybe bishop h7 stuff. They pretty much have to, I mean, they could maybe go king f8, but I could maybe lift the rook with rook d3, but like if they had done king h7 in that sequence. But anyway, it's like at least okay. Like to keep at least like I have an extra pawn. I mean, I'm gonna get e6 in. Okay, so I get a win there. Okay. This is like normal. I don't really play for like an advantage here, but or it's sort of, but it's symmetric. I mean, they can play for like a little advantage. I should be mindful of like trying to stop them from getting e4, and which they aren't really doing that much here. So I put the knight on e4. I mean, at some point I can maybe try for f5. There's also the idea of like going for a5. I guess they were maybe looking for cd5 and bishop a6 there. So I could play c5. I could also maybe just go f5. Right. And bishop c6, I could go bishop a6. But then there's bishop d5. And like there's queen b5 in the position, but it does like leave d2 maybe like. I mean, against queen b5, there's also knight df6. Right. And I could try for like g5. And also just bring this. I mean, like, there's also queen e6, but then there's knight g. And knight g5 is covered against by knight on e4. And play this. So you can go back. Oh no, leave d5. Maybe try to get the queen to h3. It doesn't even work. So I went with E4 last time. This is a sharper line, so I can go for queen e2 and try to long castle and go for d5 quickly. Can also just play queen d2 and c5. Guess there's d5. I only have 3 bars of connection, which I don't like, but well, I'd rather have 4, but anyway. And this makes some sense, always trying to get the knight to f4. I think if they take bishop g5, they don't really have like a quick way to attack the knight on f4. So I can also go knight h5, but I'm going to go d5, e5, knight h5. I can take like queen e3 would manage queen a7. So I mean it's something at least. And down on time. And maybe not worse on the board, but bishop on f1 is undeveloped. So my rooks aren't connected. I am threatening f6 and c5. And e5 is under some pressure, but my back rank is weak. And they could play rook d5, I could go c4 against that. Maybe. Could go like knight e6, but I could take on e7, knight e5. They go knight e4, I could also maybe this. Just take this, and I guess I can take this. Take knight e5, bishop e2. If you put a rook on e8, taking bishop d3. I can go rook e4. I should take that. There's rook e8, king c1. Rook e2, rook f1. Or rook g2. Yeah, rook. Okay, I can go b3. I can play this. Rook. I guess this. Maybe like rook g2. Or I guess I could have taken a 4. And go back and take that. Check. I'm using h5 and rook f5 would defend. Do this. Just try to flag him. Well, it's a win. I was down on time earlier, so my reading, I think, is exactly where it started in this session. I started out with a few wins, but then lost a couple, or a few. Anyway, next game, so we have this again. I mean, well, I can try for like some like small advantage, but it's, I guess, like a quiet way of playing with white. Doing this again. And I can also go a6. Take that. And trying to get c7, so those are just c5. So my e to c5. Trying to open the bishop. Let me just play this. Do like knight d2 maybe. Your queen e2 and maybe a5. Okay, that threatens queen h7. And just defend. I could be in trouble. Bishop e4. Maybe not that bad. It's rook d7. Bishop. Maybe try like double rooks. I guess rook f1 holds it together for white. And I lost. And I have like way less time. Okay, and bishop f8 being a threat. Just resign this game. See if we can get a new game. I guess I should maybe play a different opening against this player. It was black. I think this is okay. The bishop e7 is also an option. Maybe I should have put the queen on f4 so I'd have g4. I develop. I can play like this and try for g4, and there's also queen f6 stuff, and I'm pressuring f7, which could deter long castle with bishop d7. This g4, b4 knight e2. And I could take it. I play queen f6. It's probably fine. And that will give them knight d7. But I think I like having the queen there to maybe like I guess there's knight e4, but I can maybe even go rook h7. Maybe. I think that's just what I'll do. And the queen c7. Maybe I should go rook e1. Queen c5, trying to hit f2. So I do this. Maybe go f4 soon and try for f5. Maybe I should just try to draw the game. Yeah. Drink some water, maybe that's what making me do worse, not drinking it. So, I'll do this game. Guarding his bishop a3, so they're going to maybe go queen c1 to try to reinforce that. So not trading queens. Now you have a nice little pawn, but at least there's like activity. If I move, though, you just go king h8. Well, it could be better, maybe, but maybe not. Because there isn't like a direct way to exploit the hanging pawns. Go a5 to guard against b4 stuff. Knight of 4 is an idea. So I guess maybe I play like this. Downtime. It's like also why didn't I take b4? Could be bad. Rook d2 I could take, and then maybe go back to e4. Or I could go to g4. Maybe this. So d7 is like controlled. Yeah, when I took on e5, king e5, there was a knight c4 fork. But thankfully they didn't play that. So his is like knight orf now. I don't think that's accurate. It's like they want to go d5, but I have e5, so. Because they didn't put a knight on d7. There's queen h4. But that. And it probably wouldn't be great to go queen h4, queen g4 for black to do that. Well, maybe now it could with the whites, the bishop on f1 eliminated. But even now, just rook a6 trying to keep the knight in range of e4. Like there's the b5 square that I can try to put a piece on. It's a5, and then rook b2. Good castle. Why am I not going b4? Yeah, because of knight c6 fork. There would still be bishop f2 of queen h4 though. And now I can go b4. Before I probably could have too. Maybe I should have gone e5 there. Probably would have been better. And still do it. Should probably be good if they go rook b6 a7. Not a long time. Okay. I was low on time there. I don't think Black should have resigned there. So that puts my rating back where it was at the start of this session. So I guess I feel like my rating's like really low compared to where it could be, based on where it was like a couple or a few months ago. I was hoping maybe this could help, like maybe more inspired, which maybe I was at the start, but it's been a while now. My rating's not really going up that much, but at least I end on 2 wins if I stop now, which I think I will. So in order to quit Proctor, we just quit chess.com Proctor. And then on the second camera, over there, it says, your session has expired, you may now close this page. So I can close it, which I guess I can do whenever I want. Anyway, okay, I guess that's it for this stream, so bye bye.